Hey guys, we are live in northeastern Ohio this week, so enjoying the place that I grew up here, Mom's house, as a matter of fact. So we're going to spend some time here, and then we're off to some other surprise places that we'll be talking to you from next week. So this morning we had, that services number came out, and it just said, wow, they're slowing down. The growth in the service sector slowing down means the economy's slowing down. Might be good news for the rate hike situation. Wasn't necessarily what the market wanted to hear, at least not the number that we got. But it made for some good trading, and we had a great opportunity on the long side just before the open, in anticipation of the numbers, and then on the short side after the open. So lots and lots of good stuff to look at. Let's pop up the charts and have a look at what's happened so far. Here they are, and this is the NAS this morning. So we've got, I guess, a little bit of it sort of floating off screen on us here, but I think we still have enough to see what happens. So you can see here that we had this move higher first thing in the morning. That got up into the central pivot line and gave us an opportunity for a long right off the opening bell. So really, the long was at 376.65 from prior support and resistance. We had a target on it up around 377.50. Did that one in the futures and managed to capture a really nice gain on that. So traded that on the NQ, not on the triple Q, because it was an opportunity to to get long without a bunch of slippage on the Qs or on the NQ, and the slips are a little bit harder to control as the day goes on, and that contract gets to be more active. But right off the opening bell, I had a strategy in place and managed to capitalize on it for some nice gains. Then once the market started to digest the news, right? News came out right here, and you could see what happened. It just, free fall, came down, got down into this low. I was looking at the news on Icon, right? I use the Reuters news feed. It's a really good feed. If you're interested, you can call Jeff Gibby over at Metastock and talk to him about setting up an Icon news feed. It's pretty much the equivalent of having a Bloomberg terminal. It's really good stuff. But so that sort of told me to stay clear for a second. I thought it was going to maybe come down into here and bounce higher. Glad I didn't count on that, because the number was not as good as it was expected to be. Instead, we got way down into the range, and then the opportunity for another short sale. So when you see, big bars like these, then I'm always looking for a retracement. You guys know I'm big on measured moves, and the particular move that I was looking for was up into this pivot, because that gave us then, a move that got us into the 2 standard deviation bands, got us into some ranges that I thought we could trade lower from. Once we hit that pivot line, this is where I really want to control the slippage, so I go and focus on the QQQ. Very easy to get that within a penny. That doesn't slip at all. You're not waiting for a bunch of other contracts that are in front of you on the futures. You're just in and right down to our profit objective at 375.97. So that was a really good one. 376.91 down to 5 spot 97. That's just about $1 per share traded. Came back up, right? Second mouse gets the cheese. This one came down, came all the way to our target at 597, and then continued lower to that second extension point at 375.30. So I had an order set to close me out at 375.97, but I'm happy with that one as well. And then as the day went on, this one was going to be the third test, and if it would have come from up here somewhere, I would have definitely passed on it. It came from down low, so I thought I had the opportunity for a short from the central pivot. Never got there. Only got as high as that 375.65 level. So no dice on that one. I was not entering that trade. So all day long, I've been focusing on the confluence and what happens when we get into this floating VWAP here, these anchored volume weighted average prices, right, VWAPs, and also what the confluence is between those levels then, and these guys out here, the volume by price action. You can see that it's stacked very nicely. We've got nice histograms in each one of the trading ranges. that tells us that there's going to be threshold levels that have to be broken through to move above. So for the time being, my focus is going to be on the short side of the market, going to be looking for moves back down into this range, just like we've seen a couple times before today. Looks like we are pretty much trading in the box. We've got a nice sideways piece of price action going on here, whether it's this range up here or if you want to focus all the way down to here. The key is if we get above the central pivot, we're going to want to take a look at whether or not we are getting a trend change. So it's very possible when you're trading this close to the fulcrum for the day that we're going to see a pop up and a move higher at some point during the day. So stay focused, stay frosty. It should put you in front of some decent opportunities over the rest of the day. And like I said, we're in Ohio, so we're enjoying the weather here. It's beautiful, right? Beautiful sunny weather. You guys know one thing I love is sunshine, right? And so we're chasing it down. So we had it in LA just before we left for about a month and a half. Now we found it here, and then hopefully we'll find it next week from our next surprise location. Got some boot camp reunion to do there, so that's going to be fun. And I will see everybody from northeastern Ohio again tomorrow. All right? Have a great day.